YouTube family, how are you guys doing today? As you can see, I am literally in my car. I just got off of work and I have school in about an hour. So I've been wanting to sit down and film this video, and I have just not had the time between school and working and the baby and everything. But right now I do have time because, like I said, my husband has my baby because I just got off work and I have school. So we are going to film this video in the car. However, today's video is super important. Something that I get a ton of questions on, so I'm not gonna just keep you guys, I'm gonna get right into it. So I get a ton of questions on how I'm able to balance everything in my life. So if you guys are unfamiliar with me, I didn't even do my intro. My name is Brianna Hightower, and I am 22 years old. I just separated from the military recently, last year. So I still work full-time, as I always have, and I'm also a full-time student. I get my bachelor's in 2 more semesters, and then I do plan on going to get my master's. And I am a wife. I've been married for a little over 2 years, and I have a little baby boy, DJ, who is 11 months. He'll be 1 year old next month. So that's a little bit about me. So yes, I do have one child, and I know it's just going to get harder the more children that I have, which is why I'm really trying to knock out school now. But I get a lot of questions on how I'm able to balance everything. So how are you able not to just balance school, working, and the baby in general, but also spending time with your husband, strengthening your marriage, which is extremely important. Also, I'm very big into fitness. I go to the gym minimum 4 days a week, so I do fit that in as well, and still trying to have time for friends. And I know it can get really hard, and I could go into this for, so much time, but I'm just going to give you 6 tips that I think will really help you if you just listen to these 6 things and really try and do these 6 things and implement this mindset into your life. I really think that you will be able just to at least tackle more throughout your day and feel like you are really achieving things, because it's not easy being a mom in general. It's a full-time job, so imagine being a mom and working, and being a mom working, going to school, trying to be healthy. It's very difficult. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and jump right into my 6 tips that I have. Before I jump in, please don't forget to like and comment on this video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel for more mom life, just fitness, lifestyle content. I'm kind of an open book. So without further ado, all right, let's go ahead and jump into these 6 tips. Okay, so hopefully I did these in order. I think I did. So tip number 1 is going to be probably something you're like, well, that's obvious, but a lot of you guys probably do not do it, because I didn't do it till last year, is prioritizing. Now, when I say prioritizing, I mean you really need, it kind of goes hand in hand with number 2. So number 1 is prioritizing, and number 2 is having a daily and weekly list and planning ahead. So when I say prioritize, what I do every week on Sunday, I sit down, I have a little planner. You can use your iPad or your phone, whatever, but I'm old school with this because I like to look at what I need to do and cross it off as I do it throughout the week. So I literally sit down every Sunday and I plan out my week. I literally, to the point where I plan out every day, what school stuff I need to get done so my flow throughout the week goes good. I plan out my workouts I'm going to do throughout the week. I'm very much a planner now. So planning out your week, that is my number 2, but that is extremely important so that you can plan ahead. And for the month, I do it too. I sit down and important big things I know are coming up, I plan that out for the month, and that kind of helps me flow my week of the things that I need to get done. Now, prioritizing is so, when you have all these things going on, you need to prioritize, all right, what needs to be done. If you have homework that needs to be done, some housework around the house that you've been putting off, is it how much of a priority? Maybe set one different piece of housework every 2 to 3 days. How much of a priority is it to you to spend time with your husband, which I'll go into that later, but that should be a really big priority on your list. So every relationship, every woman is different. So prioritizing what is, what things are very important for you. I do want to do a video soon of kind of how I sit down and plan out my weeks, appointments, things like that. Because if I didn't plan out, even down to my nail self-care appointments, they would not happen. I'm telling you. they wouldn't happen. Planning out, we plan out what meals we're making for the week so that you can come home, get started. You know what you're making. You already have the groceries you know you have for it. So planning out your week is really, really going to help you feel like you at least are more organized to get the things that you want done. You're not spending time thinking, spinning your wheels. All right, like what needs done today? What do I need to do? And then having the daily, weekly, whatever you want checklist. Just as you go through things, cross it off. Like, that'll help you so much. So my number 3 thing that I feel like is extremely important is communication with your husband and friend support system. Whoever is around you every day, whoever you live with, whoever is helping you raise this child. So for me, the biggest one is going to be my husband and also my friend groups. The few friends that I do have, they understand how busy my schedule is, and they, respect that and respect me, and they understand, like, I'm going to make time for you, but, like, that time might be once a month, and if they can't handle that, then, like, for me, it's probably why I don't have many, like, really close friends. I have a lot of, like, acquaintances and not a lot of close friends because I that's something I struggle with because I am so busy. It's hard for me to give all of myself to someone. So David is the one that communication really is like key. So I have to communicate with him when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when I need help. Like this morning, I needed him to take the baby at daycare so I could go to the gym and work out because I knew after work I was not going to have the opportunity to. And for me, working out is priority. Like probably like top 3 priority of my everyday, working out. So communicating, if you're overwhelmed, if you need support from your spouse or whoever is, helping you with your child, whoever you're living with, family members, communicate that to them. Let them know you need help. Communicate things that you're wanting to do in the week, in a few weeks, for that month, because communication is so important in feeling like you're able to push through and get these things done. So that's going to be my number 3 tip, is definitely communicate your feelings and, this especially for your spouse. Just communicating when you need help with things. It's not just the woman's job to raise the child and expect it to get her body back. I could go on that for hours. And also you women who really are finishing school, you are working, and even if you're stay at home, things can get overwhelming, communicate. So that's number 3. So prioritize, have daily lists and checklists, and communication. My number 4 is going to be, I want to make sure I put these in a good order. Yeah. So my number 4 is going to be one that's probably going to ruffle some feathers. So stop making excuses for yourself. Here's what I mean by that. It's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like there's not enough hours in the day to get everything done. But I promise you there is. Promise you. Now, I'm not saying lose sleep, because sleep is a very important, thing you need in your life to even, function and make it through everything that you're doing in your day, right? But I feel like a lot of women, after they have children, they just get stuck in this world of, oh, I had a child and my life is over. I had a child and I can't travel. I had a child and I can't go back to school. There's no time. I had a child and, who's going to take care of my children? You will find a way. Stop making excuses for things in your life that you could get done, but you are choosing not to. Trust me, you're probably going to be tired. Life like this, to be successful in your life, and success is different for everybody. But for me, I cannot let myself know I have even 45 minutes to go to the gym and not go. Why? Because that is an excuse. It might only be 45 minutes, but at least I'm up and I'm moving. Same thing with school. Yes, I had a child, but I personally have support. I have support. So I will not make excuses as to why I will not go to school, as to why I will not work and get my own income. But that's me. It could be different for everybody, but if there's something that you feel like you're struggling with, and working out is a really good one, because I have a lot of women message me like, how do you have time to work out? Trust me, you have time. I know people with 3-4 kids who find the time to work out. Even if you could only work out in your home, give that home workout your all. Number 4 is really simple. You got to stop making excuses for yourself, guys. You got to really get out there, and you got to really set goals. This is where the prioritizing and making lists, planning ahead, communication. Now stop making excuses. Once you knock out those first 3 things, the 4th thing typically is you're still making some type of excuse why you're not being able to get things done. rolling right into tip number 5 that I have is going to be learning to say no. This has been such I'd say the most difficult thing for me. I'm a very much a people pleaser. I like to try and hang out with everybody that I can and do everything I can for everybody. Once I became a mom, I really had to learn how to say no. I'm overwhelmed. I can't help you. I can't, or I just don't want to hang out. Like, I just want to go home and sleep. Like, my friends know it is so difficult to get me out the house because, to be honest, you guys, because I do work so hard Monday through Friday, like, my weekends, like, I just want to rest. I do go out and I enjoy time, especially with my husband. That's one thing I do. Like, I make sure I make time for. But, sometimes I'm just exhausted, and that's really important, is learning to say no when you're overwhelmed, when you can't or you just don't want to. Say no. Make time for yourself. You are also, even just because we have kids doesn't mean that we are not a priority. You are still a priority. You should be allowed to have, a time when you can just sit and shave your legs and take care of your skin and go and get your eyelashes done, get your nails done without the kids. That's important. And if your husband's not giving you that time, or whatever support, your partner, whoever you have, that's a conversation you need to have. So that's very, very important. Learn how to say no to the people who aren't, I hate to say this, but a priority right at that moment, so learning to say no is extremely important. And, I just want to caveat before I say this last one, which is my opinion, the most important one. This last tip is the most important tip I can give to any mom. Okay. But before I say that, I want to say something I notice a lot of people do is they feel like their relationship with their husband is strained when they have a child. And I agree, David and I went through it, and I kind of feel like we're just now coming out of it, to be honest. And it's because, obviously, everyone, no one's perfect, but I will blame myself a lot for what was going on with us, because I forgot that, yes, we had a baby, but, I had this baby with David. Before DJ, it was David, After DJ and all of our other kids, it'll be me and David. And I really had to sit back, in my opinion, the way that life goes, and this is me, I understand everyone has different beliefs, but it is Jesus, your spouse, and then your kids. Please don't take that literally. I know I'm going to have some trolls come out. Oh, so your son's not important as your husband? That's not what I'm saying. I have a good husband, a wonderful husband, so he would never allow DJ to not be first in our life. But I truly do follow Jesus, number one, my husband, and then my children. And that, since I've started doing that, I've noticed such a big bond with David has came back. We will make time. We put DJ to bed about an hour earlier than we might need to. And it's because we know that's that hour, throughout, especially Monday through Friday, that we get just to maybe sit down together in bed before we go to bed and watch a television show. And on the weekends, we make that time to be together. We go on one date night a month, and we leave DJ with a babysitter. That's so important. Don't stop loving your husband or your partner because you have children. That's please remember that. That's so important. And I'm sure that, I'll learn more as I have more children, but that's one of the biggest things I've learned so far. So rolling right into the last tip that I'm going to give you guys, and let's just do a quick little recap. So prioritizing your life for whatever works best for you. Having daily and weekly lists. I don't care if you type it, write it. I'm telling you guys, this is going to make you feel so much more organized. You're going to get so much more done. Promise you. Communicating with those around you, your husband, your friends. Communicate how you're feeling, that you need assistance. Because a lot of people don't. They keep it all balled in until they explode. Stop making excuses for yourself. Learning how to say no. And the last one is going to be to give yourself grace. This was actually told to me by someone, and it was you need to give yourself some grace. And I didn't understand what she meant by that at first. And after I sat down, really thought about it, give yourself grace means especially as new moms, we're so hard on ourselves. We just feel like there's all this pressure to be a perfect mom and a perfect wife. And, oh, she looks so put together. Social media, it makes us really, I compare myself to people on social media all the time. You are doing the best that you can do. Don't make excuses. This fine line, but give yourself some grace. If you do miss one workout, or maybe you have a crappy workout. It's okay. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to go hard. You know, if you do get in an argument with your husband and you say something a little bit out of line, apologize. Take a step back. Reevaluate your situation. Just give yourself, as I said, give yourself a little bit of grace. I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job. This isn't easy. No one said being a parent was easy, but we do it because it's part of life. Like, you know, having kids is a beautiful thing. And I feel like there's just so much pressure put on women that it can get very overwhelming. Like some days, a way that you can give yourself grace. Let me tell you something I do. And this is going to sound so conceited probably. But literally on days where I just feel like I'm falling apart, I literally sometimes will sit in my car and I'll give myself like positive affirmations like, oh, Brie, like you, like, your hair looks good today. Your lashes are popping. Like, you know, your waist is looking really good. Booty looking big. You got president's list. You're a smart ass fucking bitch. Like, you are so smart. David is so lucky. And you're a wonderful mom to DJ. Like, all the other parents, like, I know that they say you're such a good mom. And because you are. Like, those are things I will tell myself when I'm having shitty days, because that is me giving myself grace. I'm reassuring myself that I'm doing the best I can and that it is going to pay off. No matter what your goal is, it's going to pay off, right? So that's just my little video on, you know, some things that I do like daily. I implement these things in my life, and this is why I feel like I have been very successful since becoming a mother with still keeping on track with the life goals that I have for myself. And, you know, maybe try to implement these things. And like I said, comment below. Let me know if you're struggling with anything. Let me know if you do implement these, if they help. And just if you ever want to talk, like I'm here. I am an open book, and I love to talk to people who I feel like are going through like some similar situations. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I will definitely see you guys next time, hopefully not in my car. All right, guys, have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and bye. Talk to you next time.